Sometimes when we step back from the entourage of the future, yeah, and we are cast upon the light of humanity and basically Michelin cooking ability, yeah. Sometimes we go extra and we create one of our most iconic favourite dishes, yeah, that could ever be imagined, that I personally enjoy, yeah, but doesn't sometimes get the recommendation that it always should. I've got a bit of a croaky voice, and there we go. And that thing is, there's nothing quite like a fish curry, okay? Now, I've done a fish curry, wasn't that successful, yeah, it was okay, yeah. I thought it was lovely, but we've done our best, and we're now pile through into our next repertoire, okay, of abilities, situations, even if it's like a little bit chicken alfredo with large pasta shells. It's not really our situation. We're not doing that tonight. But what we are doing tonight, okay, is we are doing a lovely cottage pie, okay, and I will name it a cottage pie instead of a shepherd's pie, and pretending to all it is lamb, but it isn't, it's actually beef. And that's how it's going to go tonight. It's called honesty, ability, true reality, yeah, and a bit of, I'm absolutely pissed as well. Okay, in this pot there I've got some chicken stock. It's just shop bought chicken stock. It's not Michelin awareness chicken stock. It isn't, okay. But what we're going to attempt to do tonight is we're going to do a shepherd's pie with sides. I'm not going to say what the sides are. We're going to guess what the sides are as we run through the video. Now, I need to get on with this, obviously. Let's do it. Right, now obviously in the last video, I'm just going to chuck the meat that we're using out. I've got to be careful. Obviously mince. I haven't got a grinder, or anything. I'm not on grinder, or anything like that. Right. And we got some more mince. Right, we're just gonna, what we're gonna do is, we're just gonna fry the mince. That's all we're gonna do. So, like I said in my last video, I did it. The camera did cut out, and I just run out of memory. There it goes. It's in. Okay, it's in. Now that is the 25% beef fat, and in here is just the 20%, which is still quite high. So we probably are going to have to drain it for beef fattage ability. Okay, so that's just how it is. I'm just going to chuck it in, and we're just going to. It will do its thing. Yeah, we'll have to work it. Yeah, Sergeant is going to work. Yeah, we're doing workification. Yeah, work of abilities, okay. I'm trying to get my voice back, you know, it's a bloody nightmare. There we are. So just gonna stir my little chicken stock around. And have it on a really low heat, don't need to worry about that at all. That's in its off in its own sort of semi irresponsibility-ness. Okay. Okay, so we're just going to start literally just breaking it up now. Okay, now be forceful with it, don't like ever hold back on things like this, you know. I mean, you could break it up before you put it in the pan, but at this stage it doesn't really matter, to be honest with you. Now, obviously, like I said, you're going to need that 25% beef fat in there, that's going to be needed, okay. Now, as I'm doing this, everyone's thinking, well, where's the pan for the roast potatoes? And basically, we are not the roast potatoes, the mash. Sorry, the mash. Right, okay, this is what we're going to do. Okay, right. Potatoes for the mash. This is what we're doing. It's all there. Okay, I've got an onion. Okay, I'm just going to, don't worry about all the bits on them, doesn't matter. I'm just going to stab them, because what we're going to do is we're going to jacket potato them. I'm literally going to roast them off in the oven. That's it. Oh, it's the best way to do mash, right? Because it doesn't involve any water at all. We're literally going to roast them. So it's going to take longer. It's slightly more of a pain in the arse. But at the end of the day, yeah, the mash is going to be loads better. So the oven's on. I'm going to keep it on about one. It's on the mid shelf. I just need to place them on now. So okay. I mean, I feel I could get a bit more piss. I'm not actually that pissed really. I'm only like semi-pissed really. But I'm going to whack it on to about one. There's 200. That's there. It's touching like 180, or like I'll turn down maybe about maybe 175, something like that. So it's light. Okay. Okay. Now. So that's how we're going to do the mash. So now there's a couple of other ingredients I'm going to have to put in the mash, but I'm not going to do that just yet. Okay, now while that beef, we're just going to leave it like that. Okay, and then now I'm going to do the onions. Now, when I peel these onions, I can grate them, or what I'm planning to do, because they're quite small. I'm going to cut them up finely and chuck them in. So, okay, right. I'll see you in a bit. Right, okay, that's the onions peeled. So I peeled the fuckers. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start. So I've left that beef in there just to get a little bit of colour on the bottom of it. And then it's just now slightly easier to break up. Now with this, we're not looking at like a ragu or anything like that. Well, we could do. But it all depends on how far you want to go with it, do you know what I mean? So what I plan to do in this is I do want to try and take it quite far, okay? So I'm not looking at some sort of like puree sauce or like a chili dog sauce or anything like that. What we're trying to look at, now we're getting a bit of steam, is now I need to pep it right up. Okay, now when I whack the onions in, which I'm going to do about now, I think will be a good time. When I do that, I am going to be adding in a lot of water. Now I've got to cut these onions, because I'm doing it the way I'm doing it. I mean, a good way to do these is to grate the onions in. Now, I'm not doing it with the onions, I'll do it with the carrots. But I'm going to do the onions like I would do like a Chinese or something like that, do you know what I mean? Like if I was doing like a beef chow mein or something. So I'm going to do the onions exactly the same, because I don't want them too... I want them to be present in the actual shepherd's pie. So there we go. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to chop them onions up, and I'll see you in a second. Okay, just showing off there a little bit of my Michelin skills there with the little knife and things like that. So, right, carrots next, just grate them. Right, so don't worry about skinning them. When it comes to the grater meets no match. Yeah, no food item stays up against a metal grater. It's like an impossibility. It really is. So. Just eats it for breakfast, so I'm going to go for a 2 onion stack, a two carrot stack. I'm a 2 carrot stacking at the moment. This is a ability that has been devised by myself. It hasn't actually. The grater and the carrot has actually, believe it or not, been on the planet and have been invented longer than I've been alive. I know that is like literally amazing for people to understand, but it is an actual fact of life. I don't want to be like, I don't wish to be denigrated by a carrot or a grater, but on that scale I'm going to have to be. So that's going to go in. That's the carrot going in. We're going in carrot style. We're going in with ginger topping. Yeah, we're topping gingers. Right, nice bit. I ain't got a lot of sea salt left or garlic in it. Nice bit of table salt. Bit of black pepper. I'll go for a bit of white as well. Okay, so just to get some early like flavour combinations in there. Okay, so we're going to whiz that around. So we're going to start getting this frying now. So we've got a hell of a lot of pan work to do now. The jacket potatoes are in the oven, okay, I will stress that. Mrs. Tracy's husband whacked up a lovely, white wine, creamy white wine mussel garlic situation dish. I've had it before. It's absolutely beautiful dish to do. It takes a lot of skill, okay, a lot of knowledgeability to get onto that. Okay, now this is going to take a long. This part of the dish is actually going to take the longest to do out of any part of the dish that I've got to do. Okay. There's still a lot of things I've got to do because I truly am like staggered by my own fucking amazement. Okay. There's also been, obviously there's updates. There are updates on Double Agent 127. He has been released from hospital. Okay. Now he's had to go back temporarily. Okay. He's being housed at the moment. It's a massive setback. But the rules cannot be broken just because you've gone to hospital literally 5 miles down the road from where I live, okay? So he's had to be sent back to a neutral point to start, okay? And he's been sent back to the Isle of Man. So he's back to halfway. So he's got to do all of passing the South Wales coast and into the English Channel again. This time he said he's going to evaluate his thoughts. He's going to sort of start to embody his Jamaican roots, okay? So he's coming up with a plan. He's not going to be swimming it. I don't know what he's doing. It's a mystery. I'll let you know in a minute. Right, well, obviously not in a minute, but I'll let you know. I'm waiting literally for an email. I'm literally waiting for an email. He's been, the transfer happened last night. He was airlifted out of hospital by Michelin's own helicopter, supplied by NASA. And he's now in a 5-star hotel, living the dream, living the life in the Isle of Man at the moment. So, there we go. You know, it takes all sorts, it takes all sorts. Okie dokie. So, okay, so I just want to get all this mixed around. Now I'm going to have to really start lowering the temperature a little bit because I don't want it frying off too much because I've got a lot of things to do. Well, I've got garlic to crack in now. Now normally when I'm mega organised I've got the garlic on hand. The reason why I've decided to not be that organised is because I literally don't have to worry about the mash at all. I'm just cooking jacket potatoes. So, you know, unless you are literally a donut and you can like cook your jacket potatoes to a crisp, then I don't know what to say, but they're in the oven, they'll be in there for about an hour, and maybe less than that, and then I take them out, I let them cool down, and then I cut them in half and scoop out the insides, and that is the best mash you can do for mash, really. So I do apologise for me having a bit of a croaky voice, so it's just been under a bit of stress lately. You know, I've had work issues and I've got home life issues as well, so you know, things are going off. You know, I was just watching a video, some person who had a cat, and it was like a tribute video. It choked me up a little bit, and their cat died only 8 years old. My Minnie's 11 now. She's tiny. She doesn't know what she's doing or anything like that. You know, she doesn't need to know. She's got a little chin and little tiny nose. Little mine only weighs 3.5 grams of cat brain. It's mental. Tiny little hands. I call them hands. They're not paws, they're hands. So little dingly feet, and it's just a bit of a dingle, really. Just having a moment. Right, okay, back from moments. Now what we're going to do is we're going to crack this in, Sergeant Salt. We're going to go crush garlic. I'm getting the crusher out. Eat my crush. Crush onto my crushlets. Eat my crushability. Yeah. Swing on my crushy balls. There we go. Nice. Nice strength, true abilities. Okay. Because now, what's going to be starting to be happening now is we're going to just continue to work on this beef, right? Once we get all the main ingredients in there, and they are coming in there, okay. Okie dokie. Right, I'm going to break this beef up a bit, and I'll see you in a second. Okay, that's fine. I don't want it too madly crushed up. Right, now most importantly, tomato puree. So we're going to put a nice helping that with now. We need to get that cooked off. Yep. So we need that to go in there. We need to now really start cooking off that tomato puree. Yeah. Probably like one of the most base infused parts of the dishes, yeah. And it's like, to be honest with you, it's like a missing member of the group, yeah. When you put that, if you don't put that tomato puree in, yeah, it's not going to feel that connection with other parts of the group. It's like missing a member, yeah. Talking about missing members, we've got other missing members going on. We got Yellow Glove Brigade in hiding. No yellow gloves. We was expecting at least a pizza. At least he could have graced us with a pizza. We don't want to see any nonsense of a short video of a fucking pie. Right, we want to see full videos of the unit. Yeah. Ron, one of our loyal contributors. Yeah. Yeah, we're coming up with the funniest catch lines and phrases you've ever heard in your life. Yeah. I almost wet my pants when I read them. Yeah. Absolutely amazing. You got Camper Van Tracy off there in the Highlands and Lowlands of Scotland, cracking out, even in a van, and she's not even doing it. Yeah, she's not doing shit. Yeah, she's just in a van. She's got her husband to crack out a video, but yet, and even Dennis, nearly 80, cracking out, showing us his knives and fucking, I've got a meat cleaver and you ain't, and I'm buying this knife to swap for another knife. The old knife was perfectly fine anyway. Do you know what I mean? And then doing a chicken Alfredo. Okay, could have done with a bit of colour. Looked a bit bleak and bland, but I'm sure it tasted amazing. Yeah, absolutely amazing. And then we got Yellow Glove Brigade. Yeah. 40 minutes to do a pasty. one. It's called cutting it square, and then there's called cutting it sheep unit. Yeah. Okay. Now what we're going to do with this now? I mean, action needs to be taken. Yeah. I think the sergeant needs to reenact an act that can only be delivered by the sergeant, and then the only way I can do that, yeah, is to do an amazing shepherd's pie. Okay, but not only a shepherd's pie, there's a shepherd's pie with sides. You don't know what them sides are. None of you do. None of you do. But I'm going to show you. You're going to be amazed. You're going to be gobstruck. You're going to be awed upon. Okay, literally awed upon from the sergeant. Even though sergeant's got a croaky voice, he's you know, the sergeant's getting to a point where he's waiting for that letter. There's been hold-ups and mishaps. I've got stress about Langdon Asylum Centre. Yeah, I've still got Ramsey on the loose. He's all kicking off. Yeah, it's all kicking off. Right, okay, I've got Alan cracking up a toffee thing the other night. Yeah. Can't compete with desserts. Can't do desserts. I'm not a dessert guy. I'm not that desserted, yeah. I'm going to whack in some Worcestershire sauce now. This is special shop Worcestershire sauce, so it's probably weak as hamster piss. Actually, hamster piss is probably stronger. Yeah. So I'm going to chuck that in. I've had to put in extra. Yeah. That's now going to get the dessert in, cooking about, okay. But one of the most important parts of this now, that's going to go in, you don't have to cook the Worcestershire sauce out, I'm just joking. Just joking. You know, just use your common sense, okay? Now we're going to crack open a perfectly good bottle of wine, and we're going to whack some wine in it. Alright? Just before we put a bit of wine in it, just before, I haven't forgotten, I was just testing you. Now you can put in fresh thyme and fresh rosemary. If you do that, I reckon tying it up into a little bundle, just for recommendations, so it don't get everywhere. Or just use the dried stuff. I'm going with dried tonight, only for tonight. And I'm going to put in some thyme. Not too much, but enough that you can recognise there's thyme in it. A bit of rosemary. And we put it in now because now it's going to have time to soak up the fats and the flavours. And for decoration only, some parsley. But this will cook out. We have got more. Okay. So I've got some more parsley. Right, I'm going to whack in onion granules now. I'm going to chuck in some onion granules as well, actually, just to go down a slightly more savoury route as well. Right, now I'm just going to mix all that in. Right, okay, so what's going to start happening now is all them little dry spices are now going to be soaking up the fats. The fats, believe it or not, there are microscopic fats that come from the carrots, even the onion as well, right? Obviously from the beef, but yeah. Right, now, so I'm going to give this a little sniff. Okay. So we have seasoned it and salted it. We don't want to go too much because that's got a lot of salt in it as well, right? So now we're going to go for the red wine. So we use about a quarter of a bottle of red wine. We're going to go a little bit more actually. Right, so almost half a bottle of red wine. Okay, and then we're going to mix that round. So it almost acts like a gravy. Okay, and then we're just going to cook it out. So we're just going to have it on a really, I'm going to put in more red wine actually. So I need just slightly more sauce first. There we go. Right, so I'm just going to leave that. Right, so I'm going to have that down to about a 4. Okay, and I'm just going to leave that to just be bubbling away and doing its thing. And there's nothing else we can do with that. By the time I come back to this, the jack of potatoes will be done, and then we can add the chicken stock into this, cook it down again, and while that's happening, we'll be sorting out the mash. Okay, and it will be just mash. We're not blitzing it. We are going to hand pound it. Okay, so we are going to hand pound the mash. We're going pounding style. Yeah. Anyway, I was about to say I was going to do it as a part. I'm going to do this as a part. So because I'm into 27 minutes now. By the time I do the full video, it's going to be touched in cloth like it was last time, and I couldn't get in for the full close up and all that stuff. So I'm going to do this as a part 1, and we're going to cook this out. And in part 2, this will be cooked out. I'm going to just add the chicken stock, finish it off. I'll do that with you. I will do that. I'll do it holding hands. Yeah. By then, we've got jack of potatoes. We'll scoop the mash out, and I'll show you and run you through a dish that's going to be tonight that should be truly, truly amazing. Yeah. It might veer on the side of, well, that's a bit simple, but technically it's not. And the reason why that is because Sergeant is here in a part 1 saying to you, this is a part 1, and I'll see all you lovely smelly fucking bastards and peasants part 2. With that, fucking me with you I suppose. Fucking hell.